Beyond the stone walls and royal flags, behind the polished portraits and golden halls, lies a world the public was never meant to see, a fortress of secrets, power, and silence. For nearly 1,000 years, Windsor Castle has stood as the beating heart of the British monarchy, the stage of glory, tragedy, betrayal, and ghosts that refuse to fade. Welcome to Echoes of Empire, where we bring the forgotten stories of Britain's past back to life. They call it the Queen's favorite home, the Crown's sanctuary, but Windsor has always been more than a palace. It's a witness to war and peace, to love and scandal, to the rise and fall of kings and queens who ruled the world, and the secrets they left behind. The story begins in the ashes of conquest. In 1070, William the Conqueror, the Norman who crushed Anglo-Saxon England, ordered a mighty fortress to rise on a hill by the Thames. Windsor was not built for beauty. It was built for control. Its walls, thick and cold, were meant to remind every Englishman who truly ruled this land. Over the centuries, the castle transformed from fortress to royal residence. Kings added towers, chapels, and secret tunnels. It became both home and stronghold, a place where power slept behind stone. But behind its walls, even the most powerful monarchs were never safe from enemies or from each other. Every corner of Windsor has a whisper. The Round Tower hides ancient documents, letters, confessions, and treaties sealed away from public eyes. Beneath the castle, tunnels twist through the earth, rumored to connect to Eton, to London, and to forgotten dungeons. In one of its shadowed chambers, King Edward IV once locked away his own brother, George, Duke of Clarence, and legend says he was executed by drowning in a barrel of wine. The story may be myth, but within Windsor, myths and truth often share the same grave. And then there is the haunted Long Walk, where soldiers claim to have seen the ghost of George III, wandering the grounds he once adored, still muttering about lost colonies and rebellion. Windsor was not only home to monarchs, it was the backdrop for forbidden love. In the 1930s, King Edward VIII broke the heart of an empire when he chose Wallis Simpson over his crown. It was within these walls that the whispers began, the quiet meetings, the secret letters, the shock that would echo through history. And though Edward was forced to abdicate, Windsor never forgot. In the royal archives lies his personal correspondence, coded, concealed, and carefully guarded. Even today, parts remain sealed, raising one question: how deep did the scandal go? During the Second World War, Windsor Castle became more than a royal home. It became a fortress once again. As bombs fell over London, the young Princess Elizabeth and her sister Margaret were hidden within its ancient halls. The chandeliers were dimmed, the windows blackened, the royal treasures moved to secret vaults beneath the castle. It was here, in those shadowed nights, that the future queen learned what it meant to rule, not through luxury, but endurance. Churchill himself visited Windsor often, discussing plans for Britain's survival under its Gothic ceilings. The castle, like the crown, stood firm, battered, but unbroken. Few know that Windsor hides rooms never shown to the public, secret chambers used by monarchs and ministers for private councils. Beneath the state apartments lies a vault said to contain correspondence between monarchs and prime ministers, from Victoria and Disraeli to Elizabeth and Churchill. And somewhere within its ancient stones rests a more mysterious treasure: the Order of the Garter's hidden chamber, where knights swear loyalty to the crown in rituals unchanged for centuries. Its ceremonies, cloaked in secrecy, bind the monarchy to a lineage of power that stretches back to the Middle Ages. In 1992, Windsor Castle nearly burned to the ground. A single spark in the Queen's private chapel ignited an inferno that raged for 15 hours. Paintings worth millions, priceless tapestries, and centuries of history were swallowed by flames. The fire was a national tragedy, but also a turning point. For the first time, the public demanded answers. Who would pay for the restoration? The monarchy faced its reckoning, and Windsor, once the symbol of divine power, became the stage for a new, more fragile era of royal life. When it was rebuilt, every stone carried a lesson, that even the mightiest walls cannot stand forever against time. For Queen Elizabeth II, Windsor was more than a home. It was her refuge. Here she rode her horses at dawn, walked her corgis through the dew, and escaped the noise of power. When the world outside grew turbulent, from Diana's death to royal scandals, Windsor's walls kept their silence. And when the end came, it came here. In 2022, after 70 years on the throne, Elizabeth II was laid to rest beside her beloved Philip within the quiet stone of St. George's Chapel. Beneath the flags and marble, the castle whispered once more, another chapter closed, another monarch gone. Today, millions visit Windsor Castle, tourists admiring splendor, unaware of the secrets just beneath their feet. Beneath the glass and gold lies a living history, coded archives, unmarked tunnels, and untold truths. What deals were made in candlelight? What betrayals sealed behind oak doors? What letters still lie unopened, waiting for history's permission to speak? Perhaps one day, Windsor will tell all its secrets. But for now, the walls keep their silence, as they have for nearly 1,000 years. So, what truly lies inside Windsor Castle? The crown's sanctuary or its greatest secret keeper? From conquest to coronation, from fire to farewell, Windsor stands not just as stone and glory, but as a mirror of Britain itself, proud, scarred, enduring. This was Echoes of Empire. Subscribe for more untold stories from the heart of Britain's history.